It has been a rough month for Bungie. They are struggling right now.
What's going on with Bungie? What is the deal with everything over there?
Genuinely, the sentiment outside of the Destiny community, outside of the community that is very upset, rightfully so, that Bungie's delaying Destiny updates, and it feels like the Destiny team went over to Marathon, even if that's not true. Those people are going to be really upset about Marathon. And I understand some of that sentiment, but yeah.
Marathon is Bungie's final shot at redemption, and you know it. How does Bungie go from the highs of the final shape to layoffs, shaking morale, and shifting resources to a brand new game that would determine the studio's future? This might be Bungie's final chance to remain the same studio they've been for decades. The same studio that brought us Halo and Destiny, the same studio that put gaming on the map in the early 2000s, and the same studio I have to thank for my career on YouTube. When the final shape dropped in Destiny 2, it felt like something we hadn't seen in years. The final shape wasn't just another expansion, it was the payoff of a 10-year saga, the witness, the pale heart, and the emotional closure that comes from those storylines. For a lot of players, myself included, it felt like Bungie was firing on all cylinders again. Strong campaign, memorable moments, solid raid. It reminded people of why they fell in love with Destiny in the first place, and why we love Bungie so much. The final shape was critically acclaimed even by those who didn't even play for all 10 years. Everybody knew about this DLC and celebrated its success. For the first time in about a decade, the whole world stood still as we witnessed Bungie deliver yet another unforgettable conclusion to a story since Halo 3. And speaking of Halo 3, Halo 3's launch was one of the biggest launches in gaming history. It was bigger than any Call of Duty Midnight release and a cultural phenomenon, worthy of being compared to the original Star Wars trilogy and other genre-defining IPs. This may sound crazy, but to me, the only game that would break the internet and have people call out en masse and be more culturally relevant than Halo 3 would be GTA 6, and that's saying something. And just when Bungie had the whole world reminiscing, the rumors of Bungie laying off its staff came true. In 2023 and in 2024, Bungie went through major workforce reductions following underperformance concerns and restructuring after Sony. During these massive layoffs, you saw morale take a hit, not just internally, but in the community. Developers that players respected were gone. Community managers disappeared. Marco Salvatore also left, which is insane to think that Bungie would do that, but this is where we're at now with Bungie. The same people behind Halo and the same people behind Destiny are pretty much gone. And creators such as myself were faced with a very hard question. Do I keep making content on the game that I love that's dying, or do I try something else? Many creators had chosen the latter, and many of us struggled. And worse, some of us didn't make it. And when trust cracks in a live service game, it's catastrophic for everybody involved. Have it be the creators, have it be the actual creators of the game, and have it be the shareholders, and the people who just play the game and like to speculate. When that ship goes down, it has ramifications well beyond the scopes of the game. It also didn't help that Bungie has been investing heavily into their next major title, Marathon, a PvP extraction shooter revival of the classic Marathon franchise. Here's where things get complicated. Reports and internal sentiment suggest that resources have been diverted from Destiny 2 to ensure Marathon succeeds. And from a business perspective, that makes total sense. Bungie does need another pillar. They can't just survive as the Destiny studio. But from a Destiny player's perspective, it feels like the game that built Bungie's modern success is being cannibalized to make this game. This really didn't bode well for the community sentiment around this game, when Bungie also wants us Destiny players to play Marathon as well. You can see it in some of the designs of the playable runners in the game. Like, one of them is literally a crayon eater. And to make things worse, those who wanted to play the closed alpha had to watch as randoms, not even from Bungie's community, got codes to play the game. That, especially with me at least, pissed me off, because if you couldn't tell, I love Destiny. I even have Marathon's wallpapers playing live in the background here. I love Destiny too, and I love Bungie. Bungie's a household name for me. So now, I'm trying to make the best move possible for my brand and the channel, and Marathon's coming out. It's the same kind of community. And I'm trying to get access to the closed alpha so I can, get views and do what I used to do with Destiny 2 content. At the time of applying, I had 25 million views across all platforms and radio silence from Bungie. In the meantime, I'm looking at the forums and people just flagrantly shitting on the game Marathon who got a code, and I'm sitting here as a creator, mind you, not having anything to be able to speak on Marathon about. The Destiny 2, the ex-Destiny 2 creator had nothing to do, which is a huge failure on multiple levels. So not only did Bungie hurt the people who genuinely wanted to play their game and support Bungie, they hurt their creators as well. And when you combine that with layoffs, it starts to look less like a good plan for Bungie and more like a mistake that can cost them everything. Here's the reality of it. Marathon isn't just another game for Bungie. It might be Bungie proving to Sony that they can launch a successful new live service, which is why Sony acquired them in the first place. Bungie has to compete in the extraction shooter space and expand upon Destiny 2. Because if Marathon fails, it's not just a bad launch. That's a studio that just cut staff and reduced Destiny's output and bet big on a new genre, failing spectacularly. And in today's industry, that's catastrophic. But if Marathon hits, Bungie becomes a 2 IP powerhouse. Destiny becomes their legacy franchise, while Marathon becomes their future. This is proving to be Bungie's most pivotal moment ever. If they succeed, they might survive. If they don't, who knows what happens. They might get absorbed fully into Sony's umbrella. Which, honestly, at this point, with how competent Sony's been as of late, I might be here for it at this point. The final shape showed us that Bungie still has greatness in them. The layoffs showed us that they're struggling with bad leadership. Marathon will show us which direction the studio is actually heading. This isn't the end of Bungie, but it might be the most important chapter they've ever faced. And honestly, as a Destiny player, we're watching history unfold in real time. But hey, that's the end of the video. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe. It really does genuinely help. I'm actually almost halfway to partner, so that means so much to me. I want to thank you guys so much for helping me grow as a creator, and I love ultimately making content for you. But yeah, if you liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and until next time, see ya.